Welcome back as we are celebrating 100 years of OSF Healthcare. And Zach, I'm just going to make this assumption. You were not around when it was founded.
I was not. That's very accurate. Great assumption.
Well, you know, it's been a great year for you guys. I mean, we talked about it at the North Alton Godfrey Business Council just a couple of days ago. We talked about it on the show. The magnet designation with distinction is one of the biggest things, if not, it is the biggest thing to celebrate, number one. But on top of that, a ton of awesome additions being made to the hospital throughout the year, too, on top of that designation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a lot to wrap a head around.
It sure is. Yeah, it's been great.
Well, fill me in, you know, in your role here with being president of the hospital, you've got to just be ecstatic and just seeing every team firing and going on all cylinders here.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful year. So I'm actually rounding out about a year.
You
here,
are, yeah.
Which is really, really cool. We have a lot of great strategies. I know big focus on cardiology services. We've grown that service over 120% in the last year.
Wow.
Our cancer care initiatives around lung screenings and different kinds of things that we're doing in the cancer center have gone up tremendously. We just did our mission partner employee opinion survey, which we were 89th percentile in the nation. So
really
highly engaged mission partners and team members here, which is fantastic. And then we're busier and doing more than we were prior year and even the year before. So
well, and this is what we were talking about. We just had oncology on, and we were talking with Dana a little bit about the low dose CTs and everything that you just mentioned. And you know, on top of that, like the wound care clinic, that's not too far off of the year mark too. There are the additions to it and the psych services that are being upgraded each and every couple of months or years. I mean, we used to have to drive hours at a time back and forth or wait months for some of these appointments in other area institutions, and we have it all here.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we set out and we set our goals to keep care local.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. We want to keep care here in the Riverbend area, and we want you to only have to go to other places or across the river when it's absolutely necessary. And so we're stand by that commitment, and we want to continue to be that. You mentioned our magnet designation with distinction, which is basically there's 14 categories within magnet that you have to meet, and we exceeded in all 14 categories.
Just incredible.
So
and it's not like it's an easy category.
No,
ever.
There's 46 hospitals worldwide that have magnet with distinction. So it's a really monumental thing that the mission partners here were able to achieve, and I can't be more proud of them.
Well, now that you're rounding out your first year too, what have you just seen, and what has been different than maybe what you expected this role to be, just going in?
Well, I think for us here at St. Anthony's, it's we're really ripe for growth.
Yeah.
Because we have a highly engaged workforce, we have extremely smart and intelligent staff, we have some of the best quality and safety scores in the area. So we provide very high quality, safe care. We just need to grow in some of those areas that we know we can grow in, and they're areas that the community needs, right? Mm-hmm. We know that a lot of people are going across the river for cardiology services, cancer care, GI services, ortho services, and so we want to provide those close to home to make sure that they can get those here in a safe and quality way. Another
really unique thing, and I've been thinking about this just today a little bit because, my grandma worked ICU here for 20 years or 30 years, and it was a long time. And, I'm thinking, though, how many times do you guys work on a former nurse, a former, CT scan, someone that worked here at the hospital? And that, to me, is the story, too, because if someone works there, and they're coming back and going, no, this is where I'm receiving my health care, they know that there's something good going on.
Yeah, that actually happens very frequently.
I bet, yeah.
Because I'm fortunate enough to be able to do some patient rounding, and I also round in the waiting rooms on family members quite often. And,
that's interesting that you do that. That's cool.
Yeah, they say it all the time. I mean, sometimes that's where you get your best feedback, and they say it all the time. I come here because it's a wonderful experience, and I know I'm going to get the best possible care, and I know that they're going to treat me like family here, and that's why they come. And so that's, to me, is a huge reinforcement of what we do and why we do it.
What's your favorite part of a day like today where you get to not only have the public come in, but also have other members of the staff kind of walk around and get to reconnect a little bit too?
I like the camaraderie that it builds and the fact that we have people that are so engaged and bought into the mission and what we're doing here that they want to be a part of things even outside of their day-to-day work. We have 50 sisters here at the convent as well, so we're really blessed to have.
And just added 6.
Yeah,
well, that's incredible.
6
That's
new
a
ones
huge
as well.
number. Yeah.
and they're super engaged too. And so, like I said, 89th percentile on our mission partner engagement scores nationwide. We do Press Ganey as our company that we use for our opinion surveys every year, and then we take those opinion surveys and we refine things and we make things better. But we have super and high engaged folks here, people that want to be here and here for the right reasons. So,
well, it's got to be something unique too for admin and everybody that's on that kind of team that looks at those scores, because I'm sure whenever a personnel survey comes back here, everyone's like, okay, let's see how this goes. But whenever you get the sense, and you guys aren't locked away in an office,
right?
You're actively there throughout the hospital, throughout the different buildings, and you're actively working with everyone. You're touching base, you're connecting. So it's got to feel a little bit easier when those surveys come back and you go, okay, let's just see where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes. I mean, I look at my role as, it's equal parts strategy, communication, operations, but it's also equal parts community involvement and patient and staff centric, right? So I'm visible in the community. I'm visible with my team here or throughout the hospital. We have to have visibility with our system as well in Peoria, and so that's how we can gain a lot of things from our system level as far as where are we going to grow, what are our strategies and things like that. But when you talk about the community and you're out and involved in the community, you get to hear from people specifically, and so it's really just making sure that you're there and present and you're communicating to people as well.
Well, 100%, man. And as we're wrapping up this year with OSF, we've had a great couple of years talking with you guys, and now this year making it official and having all these segments. What amazes me is the fact that no matter how many times you guys will come on or you'll send somebody, we're still learning about something new.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's got to be difficult too to manage, to make sure everyone still knows about the collective work already done and already put into the palette, and then the new additions that come too, to make sure we're all still on the same page and understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. And just trying to find ways to grow. But it starts with, like I said, connecting with the community, because if we don't know what the community needs, we can't provide it. And God forbid people get sick, but they're going to need services. It's inevitable that people are going to need health care. And so we want to be there for them when they do.
We were talking when you first came in, and you were in more of a rural setting, right, in the hospital the last time around, or your last. It's kind of cool, though, to hear just from talking with you, that kind of rural setting attitude where it's, being friendly and communicating and being out in the community. For OSF to be in a little bit larger, I guess, area, that attitude still is the same. And I think that's why everyone just has that kind of notch up on a thought process. When we think OSF, we think good things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, it's when people come in, they're sick and they don't feel well. They're not at their best, right? And we have to be there for them. We have to be smiling. We have to be excited. We have to make this a place that is a place of healing, and it comes not only physically, but it's mentally as well.
Yeah.
And so we have to show up every day and be that person. And sometimes as healthcare providers, that's tough in and of itself. And so as leaders, we have to walk that walk too, but we also have to be there to lift our teams up whenever they're doing the hard work.
Yeah.
Whenever they're telling, the grandmother that she has something that she has to take care of health-wise, or when they're consoling a family member. It's very difficult work, and so we have to together as a team lift each other up so we can be there for others.
100%. And Zach, before I let you go, what's your final takeaway just on an event like this? What's your message to the public?
I think it's just that we're here and we're ready to serve the community. I mean, we are all in on our Keeping Care Local initiative, and that's what we want to do. And part of having this open house is to get people in here and see what we have. We have a lot of services here, and you can get very high quality care really close to home. And so, stop by and check us out today. We're here until 6 o'clock. And so, we're happy to serve.
Absolutely. And then one final thing, just because it's my job.
Yeah.
Can you tease us about anything to come next year? Is there any exciting developments in the works?
Yeah, I mean, continued growth in cardiology is going to be huge.
Wow.
We are adding more and more procedures in our cath lab and things that we're doing here so people don't have to travel. Lots of different things around venous insufficiency. We do artificial pumps here, putting in pacemakers, do a lot of different things around cardiology. And then cancer care. We are looking to enhance enhanced services around benign radiation,
Wow.
which is for like osteoarthritis and things like that aren't cancer, but radiation actually helps with pain and other things for like osteoarthritis and various different
Really
things. And so we are really looking to improve that quite a bit as well.
Well, and this is why I love the conversations too, because with being local media, we don't have the big corporate arm, and with you guys at OSF, when you're adding things like this, but also supporting community things, where you're supporting the local media and you're supporting the River Dragons and doing all these North Alton Godfrey ventures, I think that's what makes it so much special too, for the community to kind of be a part of this milestone and celebrate all these distinctions and the advancements in medicine here in our backyard.
Yeah. Nope. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think, we have a wonderful community here. We are really blessed to be here. And I just think that, being in a community like this, you have to also engage people, and that's what we're doing.
Well, Zach, it's always great talking to you. And I know
too.
we'll get you back in the studio sometime soon.
Happy to.
We'll take a quick break, and more of our coverage of the 100th anniversary open house right here at OSF St. Anthony's continues next on RiverBender, Roku, and anywhere you watch the show.